It's semi-final time now. It's time for the big players to make their mark, the big players to stand up, and you couldn't ask for two bigger unions than this. And you must be excited for the semi-final, intrigued, and looking forward to take on a juggernaut side in the Raiders.
Yeah, super excited. I think the players are really amped to run. It's always going to be a tight battle against KZN, but I'm looking forward to an exciting game where, as you say, it's the battle of the big guns.
Hartley Vale is a wonderful, wonderful hockey venue. It's got one of the most picturesque backgrounds. It's hosted so many incredible moments in South African hockey history. Are we about to add to that?
I surely hope so. We're going to give it a damn good go.
Absolutely. Good luck for the game. Any special tactics that people should watch out for at home? Any good drinking games they could play while watching?
No, just watch out for Western Province. We're on our way.
Fantastic, thanks so much. And we're going to bring in the coach of the SPAR KZN Raiders, 4 from 4 so far, Coach Michael Baker. Bakes, you can only be happy so far with the progress you guys have made. 4 out of 4, you've looked good, attacking threat looking good, solid at the back though, which is something that hasn't always been equated with KZN hockey. Must be pretty happy with how it's gone so far.
Yeah, and I mean, getting someone like Pums in goals, I think that's probably solidified us at the back, eh? I mean, she's real class.
Couple of big names on your team sheet, but the other names are the people who stand up. It's a squad game, and you guys really have gone about playing this in a squad way. I mean, is there a very clear instruction in terms of nobody is bigger than the team, although you do have players like Lillian here?
Yeah, I mean, I must be honest, I am quite fortunate. I do have 18 players that I trust, and I give them all basically even amount of game time at the moment, and I think it's helped us because we've run teams off the park in the second half. I think in 2 games we scored 5 goals in the second half, and it kind of shows the depth we have, eh?
Bakes, the other thing is obviously it's been fairly straightforward. 4 out of 4 haven't been overly tested. Does that put a little bit of doubt in the mind that if there's tested, it hasn't been something that the team have had to dig into yet?
Jeez, I mean, 15 seconds to go against Pens, Lil stood up and scored us the winner. So yeah, I think we have been tested, and I think we've shown character going 1-0 down against Northerns in our big pool game. So I think in those moments we have shown enough character that I do trust the girls to go all the way. Eh?
Awesome, good luck. Go and enjoy it. I think they're waiting for a last team-minute talk. We'll see you all on the commentary. Who will it be? Will it be Western Province the host? Will it be SPAR KZN? We'll find out pretty soon. Welcome to the semi-final of the South African Women's Hockey IPT. It is SPAR KZN Raiders, and they are taking on the host Western Province, SPAR KZN, who won the tournament in 2017, looking to get it back for the first time in 4 years. Western Province, they have to go back a bit further, 7 or 8 years I think it is, since they last picked up the trophy. With me to discuss the game, none other than Kurt. Kurt, you must be looking forward to this.
Good afternoon, Taryn. Good afternoon to the viewers. Definitely looking forward to this contest. Two teams with, I wouldn't say too much of contrasting styles, but the The KZN team definitely been impressive with 4 out of 4 wins, and Western Province coming into their own after a loss against this powerful Southern side should make for an interesting contest.
4 days so far, we've seen KZN win 4 out of 4, Province losing the one. Who's been the standout players for you, Kirk, from what you watched? From the KZN side, I mean, obviously the name Lillian Duplessis resonates louder than most cheers in the stadium, but who else has put their hands up this week for you?
From a KZN perspective, Jessica O'Connor has definitely been very solid in defence for them. I've been quite impressed with the young Karen Swanepoel as well in terms of a goal scoring ability. Other players like Amy Etherington adding a lot of value, Chardonnay Peniston in defence. Lots of talent in that KZN team. On the Western Province side, Juanita Bobbs leading from the front. In most of the matches, Darren Glasby too. And then just from probably an IPT experience perspective, Province would probably have the nod in terms of experience, and this makes this KZN team more impressive because they've had far fewer players in their team who have even experienced an IPT semi.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a young KZN side. The side that won in 2017, very, very different. The likes of Danny Dala, Vera, Kirian Faree, Kelsey Swanepoel, her twin sister Karen. None of them have played here before, not at this level. Kaylin Mbaka, a fantastic player, very inexperienced at an IPT semi-final level. But what we've seen so far, probably in terms of form, they are the slight favourites for this game.
I would tend to agree in that regard. They've probably been, along with the northern side, one of the two teams that have been most patient in their build-up and don't seem to be too hurried and get too frazzled by the opposition team. And that's been very impressive for me.
If we look at the Western Province, it is Jade Main standing on the ball. Of course, she's a national player, captained by Juanita Bob, standing just a few metres behind her. Taryn Glasby out on the right wing. Some all-stars there, Ongi Mali on the left wing. So a Western Province side with class oozing out of all their pores, and you know, if they put it together today, it will be incredibly difficult for KZN to stop that attacking force. The question is, can the defensive stability match the attacking force that Western Province bring?
That would certainly be an interesting little battle between the solid KZN defense and a very potent Western Province forward line, and we'll probably be looking forward to a great midfield battle as well.
And I suppose a shout out, we're talking about Olympians. We obviously in this match also have none other than Michelle Hubert, who has announced her retirement from international hockey but still continues to serve the local game. She's in action as one of the two officials. Alongside her is Nicole Boyson on the far end, and we are underway. Here is Jamie Southgate competing for the ball early on. Of course, we haven't spoken about it too much, but Phumelela Mbanda in goals for KZN is probably one of the signings of the season.
No, definitely, and Bakes alluded to that in his pre-match interview. She adds a lot of solidity to the defense, and I suppose more so from a communication perspective. And that is what Pumi would bring to the game in terms of marshalling the defense, which is a great asset for the team.
For those that have been living under mushrooms, Phumelela Mbanda, the Olympic flag bearer along with Chad Leclerc in Tokyo. Right now she's just a spectator as KZN hold the ball and move it around. It was Jess O'Connor passing it through to Chardonnay Peniston. Just holding the ball, looking for an opportunity. There's the Jess to Jess, the Larden to O'Connor. Here's an opportunity. Getting to the D, looking to baseline, through to the guy, and it is a simple finish for Karen Swanepoel. 1-0 to KZN, and we are only 2 minutes into this game.
Very impressive start from the KZN team, and a tactic that they've been implementing the entire week, moving Jess Larden up in that right half position, out wide, unmarked, and just playing a one-touch ball infield, and simple as you like.
Yeah, it's one of those moments. I was never a very good player. I was a very average player, but I was a defender, and if I ever got the opportunity to be up front, it's actually one of the worst passes that come to you, a pass which is a 99% goal, because you know that 1%'s in you. But Karen Swanepoel finished with cool, calm, collected. I know Karen is with a K, but she showed all the C's there in that finish.
Composure standing up.
So, Coach, you've coached many teams. What would you say to a team who goes down so early in the game? I mean, there's tons of time. What's going on? Here's Taryn Glasby onto the baseline. Pumalele Mbane comes and closes the space. But Glasby had run out of field and it goes out as a long corner. Yeah, what would your message be to the team? Conceding so early can often see heads drop.
No, it's quite straightforward. There's enough time remaining in the contest. Just get settled, just regroup, and stick to your principles.
And nothing like that. Trust the process. Lots of time left, and we've seen many times in this tournament. We saw the Northern Blues lead against KZN. We saw SA under 21 lead against Province. Many times in this tournament, a 1 or 2 goal lead is nothing in the game of hockey. Here is goal scoring extraordinaire Lillian Duplessis, popping up in a bit of a deep position, not maybe where she wants to be getting on the ball too much. Jess O'Connor Angie Marley showing her class of great read and intercept. Of course, she's back here in the Western Cape playing for Marties after a little spell overseas playing college hockey, and a much better player she is from the experience, and someone I really enjoy watching.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Ongi at national level for a short while, she's really developed, especially in terms of her defensive capabilities. She was very much a go forward, excuse the pun, and she's been very impressive in terms of the defensive pressing angles this week, the tracking back as we saw earlier there on Jess Lardham. So good to see.
Very calm play by the Raiders. They don't play with the helter-skelter pace that we've maybe seen of the SA under 21s. Very much that concept of go forward at all costs. The Raiders just showing a very well-structured approach. Keep the ball at the back, wait time. They've just got to be careful of the dynamic ability of someone like Quinita Bobbs, and here she is. Great tackle by Jess O'Connor. She really is, for me, one of the best tacklers in the game of hockey in South Africa. A real buses full kind of tackle. And here they go. Donna Small through the middle. She puts it into the middle, not controlled by Karen Sonapul this time.
Yeah, great counter there, coming off that very well-timed defensive intervention by Jess O'Connor. Great Jess, good tackler, and very composed at most times. But the KZN team showing how efficient they can be on the counter as well. Just unfortunate at the end.
They're playing with a very targeted pressure. Here's a little mistake. Jade Main picks up the ball. She will look to play it in. Gets to the baseline. She's won the penalty corner with the great hands, giving Jess O'Connor a little bit of a turnaround there. And here's a big chance now. Province are not known for having an out-and-out drag flick. We've seen Quinita Bob score fairly low. What are you expecting to see here? Straight poke, slip?
Well, knowing that the coaching staff on both sides would have pretty much done their homework in terms of the analytical side. Pumi Mbanga in the goal. Not many shortcomings Pumi would have, but they would have worked around a plan. Potentially looking for deflections coming off runners.
There it is, going for the deflection. Stephanie Border getting there, allowing it to play. Quinita Bobs firing it wide, and Amy Etherington now will just walk the ball up, take their time. First opportunity for Western Province, not taking it, but their first foothold into the game, giving themselves a little look. Obviously important early on, even if you haven't quite started the game as well as your opponents. Don't fall too far behind on the scoreboard.
See Jade working away again, getting the ball inside the circle.
And once again, some calm, collected defending there. Amy Etherington on the ball. She moves it across. Kaylin Dimbaka, very good indoor hockey player. Here is goal scoring machine Lillian Duplessis. She gets robbed by Stephanie Buerta, who will win a free hit off of the feet of Kaylin Dimbaka. Here's Quinita Bobbs. Ball was moving.
Umpire Hubert calling that out. Too easy for someone of her caliber to spot.
Yeah, she made a call earlier in one of the 7 to 8 games. I wasn't on commentary. I was watching. Oh, and there's going to be another penalty corner.
Crash ball coming in there from Conita Bobs, and unfortunately hitting the foot of a KZN defender, and allows Western Province their second PC of the game.
So I was saying, I was watching. I think it was the 7 to 8, and she made a call and she gave a penalty corner, and I said, "Oh, that's harsh." And I was standing with Noni Matola, and she said, "Really, you want to challenge Michelle?" I said, "No, it was a good call."
I don't think any of us would.
There's Stephanie Buerta with the injection. Jamie Southgate to stop. Conita Bobs looking to drag it, and a bit of interference there, and there will be a talking to.
Brady Wiseman just getting a bit of a warning from umpire Ube, but unfortunately for Western Province, and as I've said this week, which was pretty much the case with the other penalty corners, the injection has to be accurate.
And in truth, it's got to be a lot quicker than that. Give your team a chance. They're giving the defence too much time. That Michelle Hubert blow there reminds me, any man who's come home too late from golf and has had his full name called by his wife, he knows that feeling when that whistle's blown. Very similar.
As we see, Jess O'Connor in control.
Just giving Taryn Glasby a small look. There's Danny Oliveira. Of course, she made her South African debut for the indoor hockey side in the Africa Indoor Cup earlier this year.
Yeah, plenty of cross-pollination here in this KZN side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nothing wrong with bringing the indoor skill, which adds plenty of value to the outdoor game.
It's almost like they were listening to your commentary and trying to paint the picture there, because as you said, cross-pollination, and when Danny Oliveira, Jess O'Connor, Jess Lard, the three players who are very much part and parcel of both. Here's an opportunity. Julia Hull getting it onto the baseline, but a good tackle by Oliveira. I'll be honest, I thought Julia Hull in front of, and I hope I'm doing justice and pronouncing her surname correctly, has been impressive in front of goal. She's got a great touch and composure, where often you see a striker will snatch at a chance. She almost looks up first, touches and moves. Very impressive. Not a player that I know particularly well myself, but has been good this week.
Yeah, Julia's been pretty impressive from what I understand and what I've been told. She does have a bit of a cricketing background as well.
You could see that.
Really good hand up, and so the whole soft hand principles comes into it quite often. But yeah, she's been quite impressive.
Yeah, just 20 years of age, and of course shining on the biggest South African hockey stage right now. Kerian Fourie gets it. She passes it to Sarah Bingham. Runs out of space. We'll look back to Lillian. You can see looking to drive. No option. We'll lay it back. There's Danny Oliveira. Here comes the Jess Larden overlap that is so dangerous this week. The one-handed run down the side, looking but not finding the pass, but a little push on her back, and she'll have an opportunity to reset and attack again.
I'll probably put Jess Larden up there with one of the speediest outside defenders in terms of ball carrying, and it's been a tactic that's worked very well for Michael Baker's team this week, and we see in that wide position again as she receives.
Now there's an interesting one. I would have given the penalty corner there personally. I mean, and I think Michelle may have even been signalling for it, but they play on. Obviously it's a development opportunity for umpires as well. We know that a certain South African Olympian is busy watching, so all the way from Germany. Hello, Jethro Eustace. Here goes Taryn Glasby, another Olympian. Can she find her? Here we go. She slips, and the opportunity is gone. What a big opportunity that was for the hosts.
Yeah, so Taryn putting a bit of pressure there on young Kelsey Swanepoel. Winning the ball, launching the counter, 2v1, and Julia unfortunately losing her footing. Lillian du Plessis now on the ball, trying to shake up the intentions of Conita Bobs. Ball back out. There's Kerian Fourie. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter, this first ladies semi-final.
Often when you're on commentary, You feel in your neck which way the domination has been, and I actually have felt that we've looked more to the right, but it's more down to the tactical controlling approach. But as we say that, we turn to the left, and here is an opportunity for the Raiders. Lusanda Mshali, who's got 3 goals in this tournament so far, turns, doesn't connect, but she finds the foot of her own player, and Western Province get a chance to escape here.
Yeah, the Sun has been quite impressive. I'm sort of the opinion that she's been very intelligent of the positioning inside the opposition circle. Always there to service and score some good goals.
Stephanie Boyd's a player who did play for SA under 21 previously. She finds Julia Hull, looks down the baseline. Oh, almost the connection there by Ashley Thomas, who dives at it, but easy in the end for Pumelela Mbanda. Brady Wiseman. What a great name, Brady Wiseman.
Yeah, Brady's been quite efficient in terms of aerial prowess, especially from an outletting perspective. So quite a physical presence in terms of the defensive capabilities.
We saw from the SA Men at Tokyo the value of a counter-attack in an aerial sense. I mean, Belgium struggled with it, Germany struggled with it. Are you been surprised that more teams haven't brought that tactic into their game here?
Yeah, so to be honest, Jobs, I've been quite complimentary in the SA under 21 ranks with Hanley Low, using that skill very efficiently. We've also seen the experience of Kim Yumbach using it in the northern side, and Brady to a lesser degree, but it's probably down to the way the game's evolved and teams trying to utilize that skill to go over zonal midfield press of the opposition teams.
Absolutely, especially when you've got the pace of a Tarrant Lasby. What an opportunity it is to try and put her through. Benika Bobs is definitely looking like she's having a great tournament so far. She doesn't look very happy with what just happened there.
Yeah, not too happy with the attention she received from Kirian Fourie. You see Steph Border barging forward and just a bit of a blind pass there.
It's one of those that make the YouTube or the TikTok reel for our younger viewers, but it's got to connect before it does. Luckily, the guys at Enhanced Sport Media Live will be able to do a little edit where they make Stephanie look like she did connect that pass.
Yeah, second time there that Stephanie showing off a bit of skill, which youngsters would be gawking about, but yeah, unfortunately unable to regather the ball after performing that score.
There's 1.5 minutes left in the first quarter. It is 1-0 after an early goal. That was a good opportunity for Western Province to come into it. Jamie Southgate, more than 50 caps for the indoor team, heading to Belgium on the back of Australia and New Zealand withdrawing. Tarrant Glasby pulls it across. That's on target. Jade Main with the shot. It strikes Kelsey Swanepoel, I don't actually know which is the younger twin.
The taller one is the Kieran.
Yeah. So it strikes Kelsey. So if you're watching, it was Mr. and Mrs. Swanepoel. I apologize if I get the wrong daughter, but strikes her going in. Of course, Pumelela was behind, so nothing more than a penalty corner. There's a big opportunity at the end of the chaka now to just change the momentum. A goal here is a magic goal for a coach.
Yeah, so we should see a change here. Tarrant Glasby on the sick with Cornita Bob's been off. Brady Wiseman also on Castle 1 who does flick. Go for the slip option.
It's a good save by Mbanda that just took it out of the reach of Ashley Thomas, and it is a long corner. A good variation, but once again 3 penalty corners to 0, and they haven't really made Mbanda work for any of them yet. And it's now 4 penalty corners to 0 as that just misses Penniston's stick and straight onto her foot.
I'd also like to think Tarrant from a KZN defensive penalty corner perspective, just with that whole, I alluded to the cross-pollination with these indoor players. And they've got a nice compact defensive shape, and that's probably got a lot to do with their success.
There's a better injection. Same to Julian Amanis. Another cross-pollination. Yes, Glasby. What a strike! What a finish! What a goal!
Brilliantly executed by Tarrant Glasby. You do not want her at the end of a rebound when she's got time and space to give it a good bash. And Western Province back in right at the end of this first quarter.
Yeah, that's one of those goals. You know, in soccer they talk about bulging the back of the old onion bag, and that's exactly what that did. The net bulging. In fact, they may have to just go check that the net is okay after that abuse that it's just felt.
Lots of power in that shot, definitely.
When the ball comes here and that person starts creeping, we've got to be very careful when they take the 16 yards quite quickly. There was one stage where we had striker, striker, striker. So that's a problem. If you've got 3 strikers all within one half of the field, it means a quick turnout there, that's going to be too much to run. Okay, so the minute it goes there, that striker must already be, the left striker already go to the floating right half, because you know pretty much a heads down it's going to go. We have people in place here if the inside pass comes. So that person's got to get there quicker. Secondly, the help side striker, once the ball goes, just drop out of it.
We're back. It is 1-0 Western Province with a cracking finish. The rumours are true. They did find the ball. It was bruised and dented, so they had to get a new one. But with a late goal, Taryn Glasby pulling score level after, of course, Karen Swanepoel opened it in the very first minute of the game. 1-1. Probably advantage Western Province so far. The game has been played much more in the KZN half. But if KZN are going to win this, players like Jess Lard and Donna Small are going to have to be instrumental in the middle, because Anita Bobbs is doing a fantastic job so far of nullifying the threat of Lillian. There's Ongumali, Jade Main. Loses control.
Yeah, so immediately we saw there with Jess Larden's wide creeping overlap, Western Province immediately putting a player in that line to negate that tactic. But great hands, great work coming. Opportunity here, Lusanda.
I'd like to see Lusanda almost at the back to goal have a crack there. I think she's got the ability to put that away, but she does the unselfish way. Nothing wrong with being unselfish, but you know, the best strikers know when the right time to be selfish is. Good drive there by Lillian using Shali. I mean, just look at that work rate to try and keep it in. It's great to see as a coach.
Yeah, great commitment there. Keep playing until the whistle's gone or the ball's crossed the line. Guarded again in a position out wide.
Once again drives. Who is she picking on this time? It is Nicole Kinich. It's a fantastic battle. Anyone who's picking up on her, she's got incredible pace, incredible work rate. She's driving hard at the line. I think she's looking for the pass a little bit earlier. I'd like to see her try and get all the way to the baseline. And here's a chance. Ashley Thomas running after it. She will get there. What can she do with it?
She's got Charlotte Pennison for company.
It's very...
Jess O'Connor getting a timing right.
Yeah, and for those watching, just that little bit of using your strength without overstepping the line is a fantastic skill. Donna Small and Bonita Bobs tangling in the middle. That's another great battle. Oh, here's a good ball, good outlet ball. Laken Bristlet on the ball, looking for an opportunity. Lots of dribbling, but not getting anywhere there. And Stephanie Buerta, we know she's another player who loves to tackle. And she manages to get it out. It remains 1-1. No real chances yet. There's a good pressure.
That pressure plays with Lulu cutting the field aggressively, and Christine Segi rushing the pass and misdirecting to Andy Leader. See Lulu going down her favourite left hand side, but unfortunately runs out of a bit of real estate there.
Yeah, definitely been one of the players this week that have made themselves a bit more of a known force of Lulu Mutshali. Taking her goals quite well, but her work rate has been superb, and much more of the viewers at home watching, thanks to Belgatech Sport and 4Ways Online, now know the name of Lulu Mutshali. Hartley Vale, I mean, this is a wonderful. I'm a Joburg boy, so I have Randburg Astro. I have a lot more mine dumps than mountains, but this is a wonderful venue. It's unbelievable if you think about it that we haven't seen SA International Hockey at this venue since 2017 Summer Series. I mean, and that's no discredit to obviously Stellenbosch who did host and UCT who did host, but there's something special about Hartley.
Yeah, definitely, and it's probably, like you alluded to, the backdrop of Table Mountain. And teams love playing here. As we see that pressure coming from Western Province, Ash Thomas getting the hit.
I know they warm up with the soccer ball there, but Jess O'Connor took that warm up into the game there with the fall a little bit.
Yeah, but
yes, Bonita Bobs. Sure, she looks, and this could be a shot. Penalty corner. There was an arm through the back of Ongi Mali, an elbow through the back. I think it was Shadno Peniston that went for it, and again, just some clever play. That kind of thing that Ongi probably picked up playing overseas in the college system.
Yeah, I know, definitely Ongi, a much improved player. I think what's probably also great tactically from Province's perspective, Ongi's speed is there to match Jess Lardent on the right hand side for KZN. Bonita Bob's back on.
That's a better injection. It's charged down, and another one. Henley corner number 6 to Province.
For me, it's going to take a very special drag flick, whether it be Cognito or Brady Wiseman to beat the likes of Larry Mwanda.
You'd almost like to see something like a German variation or a double slip or something like that.
And
don't listen to me, I'm up here for a reason, not on the side of the field. Straight drag flick, Juanita Bobs, penalty corner number 6, and it is goal number 1 from PC time. The skipper with the goal. It is 2-1, and now we have a big ball game on our hands.
Yeah, good deception in the pickup there from Konita, shaping one way and opening up a wrist rather late to go cross Pumi's left foot. So Western Province 2 goals to 1 up here. The pressure paying off. As we say that, KZN in the deep defensive zone of Western Province. Sarah Bingham battling hard. Karen Swanepoel showing her silky skills. She gets an entry.
Good defense there, but was that Jade Main again? A couple of years back, the PHL, Jade Main was playing for the Wineland Wings, and she absolutely owned that tournament. She was an immense powerhouse in the middle of the park, and she reminded everybody of just how good she is. Of course, not currently on the national team, but still a very, very gifted player, and a player that has given some wonderful service over the years to Western Province hockey.
Yeah, Jade definitely a talented individual, and the beauty of Jade's presence in the team is She adds versatility and is able to use her either in the midfield as a general along with Konita, or she's got the ability to lead the press in the forward line too.
So we are 7-8 minutes in. Let's say 8 minutes. I'm rounding up. Why not? Spent enough time at a certain audit firm that we're allowed to do that. But 8 minutes into the second quarter, it's really been Western Province who have probably taken the momentum of this game. KZN really just need to get Lillian and Donna Small and their midfielders on the ball a little bit more. And don't do things like that where they're rushing their position. They look much more, assured when they were calm and taking their time in possession. Stephanie Buerta fires it out wide.
Laura Stevens on the ball, and the little defensive intervention from Jess Larden there sees Western Province winning a long corner. I wouldn't say I want Western Province to take their foot to the gas in terms of where they are, but they've been dominating position. They should just be a bit more measured in terms of their go forward and control. And another penalty corner, courtesy of a ball played in by Jade Main. And Western Province really breaking up the amount of penalty corners they've been awarded in what is still only the first half of the match.
The World T20 is currently happening in Abu Dhabi, and Dale Steyn was on commentary yesterday as one of the bowlers was taking stick. And I'll tell you now the rest of the story. Here's the injection. Jamie Southgate, Quinita Bobs, and it's saved by Pumela Mbanda. So, and what Dale said was, if this was me taking so much stick, what I would have done now is I would have pretended that my shoelace needed to get tied just to slow the momentum down. Is that something that could help KZN? Pretend there's a little knock or shoelace off, or just stop this current onslaught. As here goes Taryn Glasby, fires it, but nobody on the same page as her. In fact, she was using WhatsApp, everybody else was using Telegram, and they missed the connection. And KZN now have a chance rushing it a little bit. It's not necessary. They're very good on possession. Could probably do with a little strategic timeout here to just take a deep breath, run over, let Coach Bakes just remind everybody, trust the process, follow it through. There's plenty time left in the game.
Lillian Duplessis now on the ball, looking to spark something. So getting back to your initial question there, Jobs, I know a couple of years ago, until the umpires figured it out, we would strategically get the goalkeeper to ask for a time stoppage because there was something wrong with one of their kicker straps. And that was figured out pretty soon at all levels, and that would be the point we utilised.
I think that's why Gareth kept Rassie, and I hope Rassie's listening, Rassie in for so long, because when Rassie said I was injured, the rest were actually genuinely worried about his geriatric soul. Here is Quinita. Oh, the ball was on for Ongi, but she turns inside. She finds Nicole, creates a pocket of space, but fires it wide.
Yeah, Nicole questioning whether it came off a KZN defender's foot.
Oh, it has a stick, so it stays Western Province ball. Quinita's really being an influential player in the middle of the park. The more she sees the ball, the more dangerous Western Province look.
Yeah, Konita's just got this ability to identify space, and he's been really intelligent in terms of the angles that she's decided to move with the ball when in possession. And because too many teams would probably look to commit two players to try and stop that offensive prowess of hers, they will actually allow her just to offload to a teammate in space.
There's that sharp blow. Lenta Cullinan on the ball. And shows a bit too much, but gets away with it. The inspiration of Quinita Bobs, who makes everything look so easy on the park. And there's a chance for the break. Lillian
Kieran Swan.
Oh, Jamie Southgate. The bus is full here. Although then she opened the door straight after that and let new passengers in. Here's Donna Smith.
Yeah, there was a clear counter-attacking opportunity there. Kieran Swanepoel had been heading ahead, but James Southall stepped up and used the indoor prowess. So a flat stick tackle there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd like to see KZN try and stick to their style. I feel like they're forcing it a little bit in this quarter. And again, it's as you said, the youthful exuberance, the young players who haven't played in this, thinking that you need to get the equaliser straight away. You got plenty of time. We've seen so many goals scored in the second half here. They're a fit side. They've scored a lot of goals in the second half. Just trust the process. Don't force it. Get a little bit more possession. Start using. We haven't seen enough of the right wing being used. Take advantage when Mbolali takes a break. And Stephanie Botha running right up the side here. And just finding a fix.
Yeah, probably to add to that, Jobs, is that a strength of this KZN team has been the efficiency with Lillian on penalty corners too. And even, I won't call it a simple thing, but win yourself a penalty corner and give yourself a chance.
Yeah, I mean, in truth, I'm just trying to think, other than the goal, I don't think Nathan Baker's had to make a save in this game.
She hasn't. One or two balls flashed across the face of the goal mouth earlier on after the goal, but no purposeful goal shots going towards the Nathan Wyk since then. But as I said, there's still enough time in this match. There's 2 minutes remaining in the second chukker. Donna Small working the ball well.
Very clever play there to just give herself space. Again, another player who's played in the under-21 national team before, but she loses it to ex-teammate Stephanie Botha, who sets up Julia Hull. She passes it to current Olympian Taryn Glasby, who fires it across. It misses everybody, kind of like a pickup line at a club, completely wasted and moves across.
Yeah, it's a feature of the modern game. Ball's been floated in, slightly lifted from a push pass, very difficult to defend. And glad to see that the majority of our teams this week have been using that tactical/technical skill.
We're seeing a number of patches of dry.
Bonita Bob's turnover moment here, opportunity for Province. Lead, but Pumi coming to the rescue.
And Courtney Dupree will get a green card for opposition for too much talking, says Michelle Hubert. What was very interesting in that piece of play, obviously the shot was straight at Pumi, but she saved it, but also it's where she saved it. She didn't hit it straight back to an attacker. She palmed it down towards one of her defenders. Another thing, if you're watching on YouTube and you can go rewind, go have a look at Michelle Hubert's positioning there. It is absolutely pin perfectly brilliant where she's positioned, out of way, perfect, and she, as a result, she was able to see the follow-up and was sure that there was no incident there.
Two very important points there, whether you have aspirations as a player, a goalkeeper and an umpire. Brady Wiseman getting a bit of pressure.
This is better from KZN, putting pressure on in the right places, and they get a turnover. Kieran Faree, she's driving in and looked for the cutback. I think she could have used the line a little bit better there. And Province, as a result, will get it out. It is the half-time break. Western Province lead 2-1 through Taryn Glasby. Juanita Bobs will be back with you in, I don't know, let's say 4 or 5 minutes. But like Eskom and load shedding, maybe that time is just a guess. We'll see you shortly. It's half time. It's a cracking game so far. 2-1 to Western Province. Of course, one of the people that we spoke about on the commentary is none other than Michelle Hubert. Michelle obviously retired from international. You've just been in Tokyo. You've had those glittering lights, not so full stadiums, but still great to see you involved here. And it must be great to be back involved in an SA tournament.
Yes, Darren, thank you for chatting to me at halftime in this game. It's just so nice to see the players out enjoying it. Obviously, this tournament quite important for the under-21s for their prep for the World Cup later this year, and just also to see the skills after 2 years of almost no hockey. That players are still out there having the passion, and we still have people back on the field.
It's quite a feisty game, which is what we enjoy watching. As an umpire, do you enjoy those a little bit more than the little ball draws or games that have less bite in them?
I was asked this question just before the game, and I think there's no game that is boring or no two teams get on the field to lose a game. So every game is important. This is my second one for the day, but this game is quite feisty. Province, we're unlucky to have one player off now, but I think we've got to allow it. It is a semi-final. Everyone wants to play the last game tomorrow, so we just make sure that they have to manage it within the rules of the game.
Michelle, now that obviously as you made that decision to call times on your international career, how important is it that you're at tournaments like this to help some of the other umpires develop?
Yeah, I think that's the hot topic of discussion this week is, whether I should still hold on to my whistle at IPT level or step into a coaching role. I think either way, my job is to give back to the game of hockey, and wherever I can be involved, I need to. I think just some time off and to wrap my head around things, but definitely not to disappear off the scenes completely.
Thank you very much. Good luck for the second half. Hopefully you don't have to show too many cards.
Thank you.
All right, so that is Michelle Hubert, internationally acclaimed Golden Whistle holder, and of course just all around superb human being. She's umpiring this game. 2-1 to Western Province. Can KZN come back? We'll tell you in the next 30 minutes. Right, the South Africa are hosting the Junior World Cup in Potchefstroom in December. Of course, 16 teams coming together to take on and become the best young team in the world. I think it's the 11th Junior World Cup. Of course, South Africa not just hosting it, going to play in it, and of course some people will be there in official role, and one of those is none other than Noni Mtolo. Noni, you must be excited about the opportunity to be a member of the officials at the Junior World Cup in Potchefstroom.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I'm definitely excited, and I can't wait to be in Potchefstroom. This IPT has been a learning experience. Hopefully I can carry that experience through to the Junior World Cup. Obviously,
IPT is a chance for players to get the national selection, but it's also a chance for officials to grow, develop and learn. How much of an opportunity has it been here this week?
It's been huge. The support around me has been amazing, from Robin, Lorna, Charlize, the technical staff, even the umpires. So I'm really grateful to be here. Like I said, it's been learning, and I hope that I can actually show at Junior World Cup what I've learned.
You've heard it there. First and foremost, right here on ES Media Live, is Noni Matola will be going to the Junior World Cup, where you will be doing South Africa proud, because we have no doubt about it. Good luck, enjoy the rest of the tournament, and thanks for the little chat.
Thank you, Ty. Thank you very much.
See you back in the commentary box. Who will win this?
And start of the third quarter, Western Province still a player down. Attempted ball coming in from Coastals there. Western Province deep in their own defensive zone. Captain Conlita Bobs being very patient. And go back with Coastals. Ball being played out, looking to recycle. Going back, Captain Jess O'Connor on the ball. So Province, remember, player down. And unfortunate turnover there from Jess Lardent. Gives Province a chance to breathe and wind that clock down so that they can get back to a full complement of players.
I took the Eskom joke a bit too seriously and I was load shedding from the break there. Here's Tatum Krautz. Also, running out of agriculture once again.
And Western Province back to their full complement. Brady Wiseman using that aerial skill intelligently. Finding Jade Main. Jade Main still on the ball. Good transfer across to the help side. Province now working down the right offensive channel. And Gamali unfortunately unable to get the thing on the end of that one.
So, half-time team talks. You go in as Western Province, you're fairly happy. You've got to obviously watch for complacency. You don't want that slipping in. But you've had a very good half. 7 penalty corners to 0. Defensively haven't been tested. What's your message as a Western Province coach at half-time?
One of the things I probably want to bring to the team's attention would be the fact that we probably need that third goal and not look to concede and just get a bit of a cushion, even though people speak about the 2-goal trap, which is no longer existent because of the nature of the game. And everything else would be because we'd received a card in the previous chucker, would be about maintaining discipline. On the Coastal side, it would be about, we're still in this game, there's 1 goal in it. I probably would like to see a tactical adjustment from Michael Baker. Maybe going with a back 3 and overloading his midfield.
There's an opportunity. Umali picks it up. Good covering defence by Pennison. Very good covering defence by Pennison there to get it out. In fact, I was doing an injustice there. Very good is not good enough there. That was superb defensive work. Not once, not twice, but 3 times to take the pressure off. Now it's time for, KZN probably passing the ball away in possession a little bit too much. Like that, they've just given it away. They've been very, very good when they've passed 2 players on the run, not passing off of them. So I'd like to see a bit more of that. Province playing into the spaces very well. And seeing a little bit of KZN's own medicine being served at them there as Jamie Southgate tries to do the Jess Lardent.
Yeah, I think the difference is now from what I've noticed is that KZN have opted to drop one of their forwards into midfield so that they've kept the insurance of a back 4. But that now certainly allows, from a pressing perspective, if the KZN midfield are not switched on soon enough, they're allowing Province the outside wide channels in midfield, hence Jamie Southgate picking up that ball in the wide channel. So there's a bit of a fine balance in terms of this adjustment from Michael Baker and his staff. Boyson not happy. Molly not far there.
Of course, 85 goals in this tournament so far. 85, it's an incredible amount of goals. We will score number 100. It won't come in today's game. We won't see another 15 here. Well, it's not likely. You've been around for the 4.5 days so far, Kurt. What has any goal stood out for you over these days of the 85?
Oh, there definitely been a few good ones. I would probably immediately look at Taryn Gillespie's finish earlier. There have been some great Tom Wood goals coming from Lillian du Plessis. Also Sylvia van Jaarsveld on the southern side. Very adept as well at that scoring prowess, but I probably always said as a coach the best goals to score are the tap-ins in the far post.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nampila Tinjwayo scored a ridiculously good goal the other day from about 5 centimetres. It was just such a great team goal and she just put it away. As a coach, that would make you incredibly happy. Undoubtedly happy. Here's Taryn Glasby. She's looking for another chance. And, oh, it is a goal! Jade Main fired that wide. And it was Ongi Mali who brilliantly tapped it in there at the end. It was going wide. Kumi Mbanda is not happy with her defense. She's pulling them together. This is the leadership that they need now. And yeah, they're staring at the barrel now.
Yeah, we were just chatting about the beauty of the tapping goal jobs, and as spoke about it, we're probably quite prophetic into that.
Yeah, there we go. Once again, if you would like to know the lotto numbers, they are. And can KZN keep their heads and get themselves back into the game? Do not panic. That is golden rule number 1 right now. Don't panic. Take your time. This game is not over. There is a long time of hockey left. Get Lillian Duplessis into the game a little bit more.
Yeah, immediately we've seen jobs that after that third goal, Lillian's pushed much higher up into the apex of the KZN midfield line, because they definitely need to get more ball to her.
Yeah, you haven't really seen her on the ball much in this game. And for a player having arguably the best tournament so far, here's Jess O'Connor. She drives in, it is touched and it is a long corner. Yeah, for a player who's arguably been the player of the tournament so far, she hasn't had a big impact on this game yet. Of course, she's too good to write off. Absolutely. There's just Lardent, Kelsey Swanepoel, Kirian Free. Yes, with all those players around her, she gets into the D and she runs into her player. A little bit of communication lacking there. A little bit of the nerves of the situation getting to each player.
Yeah, always seems as if that third goal has sparked KZN. A lot more proactive.
Yeah, that's much better pressing in the middle of the park. Lillian, Kirian, Jess O'Connor, all pressing. Here is Lillian. She's driving in. She's looking for gap. Showing you exactly what you do. Push around the player, get to the baseline. No one quite on her radar though.
Lada Stevens getting away with the ball. Tensions there of Kirian Fourie.
Wonderful work there by Laura Stevens. Took it out, took up the pressure, waited for the opportunity, played it onto the foot. Absolutely superb.
Brady Wiseman using that aerial skill. Wow. Intercepted there.
Of course, this is the first South African hockey tournament that we've had, provincial hockey tournament we've had since the arrival of COVID. And for those sitting at home and interested, 77% of playing event invitees have been fully vaccinated. So hockey showing its hand in leading the race, and hopefully seeing more normality. We've got a small crowd here. It would be great to have a packed Hartley Vale watching our hockey teams back in action again. Here's Jamie Southgate. Good pressure by Donna Small, but not connecting. More pressure here. Charlie with a great little tackle, and she's done very well to get that. Now's a chance. Lillian Duplessis sees the overlap. Can she take it? She gets round. Oh, very, very, very good tackle by Lenta Cullinan. That must be quite scary. A steaming train in Lillian Duplessis running up at you, and you have to make a tackle just outside the D.
Yeah, I think for the last probably 3 minutes, KZN have been a lot more threatening from an offensive perspective, but Western Province also need to be a bit smarter in terms of when they have the ball, from an outlet or from a build-up perspective. Just keep moving the ball, because you don't have enough time and space.
Yeah, again there, even Quinita Bob's being put under immense pressure. I mean, her class seems to get out of pressure there, but it's better, much better from KZN. They're pressuring in the right place, but there she had not retreated, had Laken Brissett and so she will receive a card. I missed the colour, I assume a green. Yeah, it was a green card there. Mayra Brissett just not retreating and still playing the ball, and really not giving the umpires much choice but for a card. There's Jess Lardens, who's been quiet since that first quarter. Gillian Amanis, the player we haven't spoken about, she will be going to Belgium for the Indoor Hockey World Cup. Of course, not for South Africa, but for Namibia. The African champions of indoor hockey. They will be joined by South Africa. There are 2 teams, and that could be a good tackle.
Yeah, good defensive intervention. Just the very underutilized jab tackle coming in there from Steph Porter. But Province, even though KZN are a player down, they are still the team that are looking very threatening.
Yeah, you know, the jab tackle is a little bit like my modern career, not always easy on the eye, but effective.
Very effective. And the Afrikaans terminology that I would use with players or coaches was a slang but pik.
Afrikaans is amazing sometimes. You know, I was watching a comedian the other day, and he said, when you fall down really hard, you say that there's a great word, say, I had geslet. But you can't say that in English because it just doesn't sound right.
I get you, bro. Robin still under pressure. Ashley Thomas looking to clear, but she turns the ball over again.
Yeah, it's that final ball there. Sarah Bingham picking it up, and instead of playing the ball nicely into the run of Lillian or into the run of Karen, she pops it up and allows Western Province to get out of it. It's that decision making that's hurt KZN in the attacking third. You've got a weapon as lethal as Lillian, and you haven't given her anything to eat yet.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, KZN probably need to be a lot better in the final third in terms of the connectivity choices, and there we see unintentional turnover coming from the talented Kaylin Mbaka. This Province an opportunity with just 2.5 minutes remaining in this third chapter.
Yeah, it's unfortunately for KZN right now a little bit flat, and they need, those experienced players. As we said, they don't have as many, but those 1 or 2 experienced players to take the team, grab the lead, as we saw Pumi did straight after the goal. Grab the team, talk to the team, and inspire them. That pass there by Stephanie was a lot like the jab too. Not easy on the eye, but effective. And there's Brissett straight off her card, making a bit of an impact there.
We had an opportunity to mention, but Chardonnay Peniston has been really good thus far. Jamie Southgate coming away with the ball. Ash Thomas now opting to drop it back and recycle. Jade Main take her time, choose a pass. She finds Julia all out wide.
Yeah, I think the major difference for me is if you ask me who's been the standout player for Province, I don't think there's been one. I think it's been a collective performance. I think Jade Main's played well, Jamie Southgate's played well, Taryn Glasby's played well, Kanita Bobs has obviously played well, Piece of Stephanie Buerta and Gillian Amanu. So it's been a very collective performance. They've almost collectively chosen to raise their games, and for KZN it's maybe been a collectively frustrating performance so far. But here is an opportunity. Tatum Crouch turns brilliantly. And the whistle's blown. Instead of an advantage play, that would cause a bit of a reaction from the crowd. They drive to the baseline, and it will be a long corner.
Yeah, good interchange. Unfortunately, we were expecting advantage from umpire Yobe with Tatum Crouch. Sees Province get out of jail with that one.
Darren Veree once again just being, it's almost like Province, no, don't give her an ounce of space because she's dangerous. And here's Julia Hall. She shows and goes. Great run. She's going to create some space. Does she look the early ball? She has looked for it, and she does not quite connect with Ashley Thomas. I'm not entirely sure that everybody on the field agreed with the call, but it is the call, and here goes Kaylin Mbaka. She shows, and here is once again Tatum Crouch trying to make a difference.
Yeah, interesting. We haven't seen Jess O'Connor on the field for fair amount of time. But, end of the third quarter, and Western Province 3 goals to 1 up in this first ladies semi-final.
And the goals have come obviously from Taryn Lombard. Actually, don't know which name she's playing under. I'll check. But Taryn Glasby, Juanita Bobs, and Ongi Mali, 3 national players, their 3 experienced stars, have stood up and made the game and made the difference. We'll be back with you in a couple of minutes for the final checker. We are back 15 minutes to decide this game. 15 minutes. We saw a better play from the KZN Raiders in that third quarter. We need to see more of that in this quarter. Keep using the width. If they use the width, they will get opportunities. If they keep playing narrow, it will be a problem. So,
definitely agreed. Outside channels is probably going to be the way to go for this KZN team if they want to get any sort of success. Because Western Province have definitely managed the middle of the field quite well from a defensive structural perspective.
and of course we've got that great dynamic in the game of hockey, in any sport really. If KZN score next, it all of a sudden creates that doubt, and this lady could be important. Just look at how Ungi Mali hit that ground up in the space. Absolutely blistering pace there, and opportunity wasted there. That was a good change of direction, but Ungi Mali's defensive effort there was simply sublime, something she maybe doesn't get as much credit for.
Yeah, I had alluded to that earlier in the game, and I said that has probably been one of the big features for me in terms of the change I've seen in Ongi since I last seen the play, and probably to the fact that Jess Larden been extremely quick when in possession. The province coaching staff matching that speed with Ongi's speed. Kaden Den Bakker getting into this game a lot more. Very talented young player. Fortunately, it's the foot of Donna Small. Donna Small also getting a lot more involved. Probably plenty to do with the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, Coach Michael Baker getting a few more players into midfield from a KZN perspective, changing his structure.
Yeah, it's ever impressive. Kanita Bob's walking past Donna Small like she's not even there, and in fact it's almost like she gave her a Christmas card too. It was a green one, and Donna Small. Oh, I apologize, it was a yellow one, so it was a bigger card. And Puni does gives the crowd what they want, the goal from 50 meters, not hockey fives though, so. The stream brought to you thanks to the wonderful contributions of Fourways Online and Velvetech Sports, making sure that hockey is in your house here on ES Media Live. If you're watching on Supersport Schools app or on YouTube, welcome. It is the final 12 minutes of the first semi-final of the women's IPT. Western Province leading 3-1 over the KZN Raiders. Can they find a way back? This is good field position for KZN, but great defensive work by Gillian Amanis. There's Martin Storter. It's a superb tackle by Jess O'Connor. Can she make an impact in this game? It's one of those where you thought that she goes for the foot and she finds it.
Yeah, so interestingly for me, Tyron, is that even though KZN once again for the second time a player down, they are the team applying pressure. Western Province haven't changed anything.
Jade Main trying to give the gas burners to Jess Loden, but she's too quick for that. And here's O'Connor again starting to become a central figure, and they're going to get their first penalty corner of the game. It's no coincidence that the players that combined there were both named Jessica and have the experience, and we're just bringing a little bit of that nous into the game. We're not getting in, so let's try and get a ball in to win a penalty corner.
Yeah, that is something I spoke about earlier as well, Tyron. Is getting that first penalty corner. If you can bank it, it's been a strength of the teams during this tournament in the first 4 days. That is the KZN team. And see Lillian on Castle too. Lillian's got the ability to either flick or do a little shift to the right where she hits the ball quite powerfully. Jess Lardent on the first Castle.
It's a good injection, a little bit slower. Great charge down there by Julia Hall, but here's another chance. Saved. It's a copy and paste. 3 saves in a row for Grenade van Wyk. KZN play quickly though, looking for it, and here's a chance, and it's fired wide. That was closer to scoring than I got to a date at prom. We don't have prom here, so that was not the best metaphor I've ever used.
Okay. Matric call, I would say.
Yeah.
So just a bit disappointed there. Western Province still celebrating the triple save from their goalkeeper Benay van Wyk, but not setting up in terms of their defensive shape for that quick free hit taken by the KZN team. Jess O'Connor seeing that and capitalizing. Western Province very lucky in that regard.
Yeah, without being super critical of a team who's played so well, that was a very, for lack of better words, a very blunt moment by Western Province in defence there, and could have been very costly. They've got away with it though, and now there's just 10 minutes left for KZN to get back into this game. They are definitely the team with the momentum in this quarter so far, but they desperately need to get one goal back just to swing and put some doubt in.
Yeah, Province have a 2-goal cushion. They should just be looking to be a bit more patient, change the tempo of the game when you are in possession in your own half. Don't have to score the 4th goal.
But Christine Segi looking to try and make sure they do. Some good possession there. Kieran Furry hoping to get through to the final and play her sister Tegan, who plays for Northern Blues in the final. It's a battle of the Furries.
Northerns have to get to that final too, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they would both. Big call that. Looked like it was lifted into the deep, but it's cool that it was low enough, and it is penalty corner number 8. Can Quinita Bobs? In fairness, the Raiders' body language and reaction says they agreed with the call there. So, from our vantage point, probably I was wrong. 8th penalty corner for Western Province. I fear that a goal now may start to put this in all or nothing territory, where KZN may have to consider losing their keeper for a bit. Variation, great cover. Unlucky there from Peniston that the ball just bobbled onto her back stick. It was a very, very good read in the break. She changed direction, gave Taryn Glasby no space, and Mrs. Lombard was charged down quite quickly there, but unfortunately poor control meant it bobbled onto the back stick.
Another opportunity here for Western Province.
that, ladies and gentlemen, is Quinita Bob second. It's Western Province fourth, and it puts 1 foot into the final. They lead 4-1 with just 8 minutes left. It is going to require a monumental effort from here. KZN are capable, but it needs to happen soon now.
Yeah, so Conita, to her credit, the previous goal she scored, she had Poom taking to the one side, and now she's chosen to go on Poom's stick side. Very good deception on that flick from Conita.
Oh, great ball. Lillian picks it up. Oh, straight at the keeper. But she's not going to get another chance because it hits Charlie's foot. And Andrea Leader just picking up the pace there unnecessarily when they're 4-1 up and allowing KZN a chance to pressure them back into it. And there is the pressure. Province must just be careful not to open the door too wide here for KZN, but they get out. Very nice work there by Andrea Leader. But Jess O'Connor with the tackle.
Andrea Leader probably should have passed that ball a lot sooner there. No need to be taking the ball into conflict when you're 4-1 up.
Jess O'Connor looking to play, but too far from the point of infringement. This has been a wonderful performance by Province. They really nullified the threat of KZN, and they continue to do so superbly. Stephanie Buerta having a very, very good game at the back.
Yeah, Steph been influential, very measured in her performance defensively today.
They need Oliveira play. We want to see more of on the ball here. She passes to Sarah Bingham, who looks inside, but through the dummy almost to Lillian, who is going the other direction. KZN now starting to show the intensity that they probably should have showed the whole quarter.
Good pressure coming in here from the KZN strikers, forcing Province back into their left-hand defensive corner. Bonita Bobs taking charge, trying to ward off the attention of Kirian Fourie. And Bonita gets the benefit.
This is what you were talking about earlier. Look at that, Bonita just forgetting the ball was behind her, just slowing it down a bit. Stephanie now going forward back. That's better. That shows the experience. You don't need to rush it. And Stephanie showing the dummy. Takes 3 people to tackle Konita, and the result of that is that Konita walks away with the ball. But here's Mshali. She's got a chance. She looks for Jess O'Connor, but it's a good block by Andrea Leader. Here's another chance as Kaylin Mbeka. No, it's Sarah Bingham looks to pass the ball through. And Quinita Bobs is inside 5, so they get to play on. Stephanie Boyder can't make the tackle. Sarah Bingham looking for it, and she picks up the foot. No, she doesn't. It comes off the hand. And they work their way out. But there's Kirian Fourie now trying to get in. Quinita Bobs with the tackle. Jess O'Connor watching. It's frantic stuff, but none of it is going to make a difference for KZN as Western Province. Beautiful ball. Laura Stevens picks it up, but Jess Larden simply superb in that defense there. And she looks early. Lillian Duplessis now with the ball. This game is really picking up in its intensity. Lillian looks for the drive, but Stephanie Boertz is solid once again. Charlie tries to read it, but falls short and comes from behind.
Yeah, umpire, you picking up the unintentional obstruction from the KZN player off the ball. End-to-end stuff here, Taren.
Absolutely. I think as KZN have now almost abandoned structure and gone for this gung-ho approach, it's just completely opened it up here at the back. It's putting a lot of pressure on the KZN defenders. Kelsey Swanepoel there up against Angi Mali, not a very exciting prospect as a defender, but she does very well. Here's Danny de Oliveira, a matric student for sure, I think at St. Mary's in KZN, along with Kirian Fourie, so a very young team. Of course, Danny, as you said earlier, has got an international cup, has got to sing her national anthem, playing indoor hockey for the country. And I'm sure if she continues on her current trajectory, she'll add outdoor hockey to that CV as well.
Another exciting player that you just mentioned there. So much talent in this KZN team. in terms of the younger players.
As we watch, we tick down into the final 4 minutes. If KZN do not score now, it is probably curtains for their campaign. 4 from 4 will end in a 3rd or 4th place finish. And right now they do not have time to take their time. They've got to play. I'm surprised Coach Michael Baker hasn't gone for pulling keeper Pumelela Mbanda yet. But here is Sarah Bingham. She looks inside and does not connect. Is that the last chance saloon going? We are ticking into the final 3 minutes. We know it only takes 30 seconds to score a goal, reset and score again. So they've still got a chance, but to score 3 times, it's going to require a monumental effort at this point.
Yeah, definitely would require monumental effort, Tyrone, and KZN giving it all they have now. Another good aerial delivery there from this time from the intercolorants. Sees Laura Stevens pick it up.
Yeah, so there we go. That is the kind of gamesmanship that I love as a coach. Laura Stevens running over to the ball, getting it to the line and realizing I don't need to take this. And a good 10 seconds there. Nothing wrong with that. Legit in the rules and just clever gamesmanship. Because also, you lose the ball there now. KZN still have to go get it all the way up the other side. And with no time left, keeper has been pulled. There we go. Sorry, I was just trying to see what was happening there. Pumelela Mbanda has been pulled. They've gone with the extra player. Courtney Dupria on up front. Is it too little too late? Can we get a grandstand finish here for our crowd, for our people watching at home at the Belgatech Sport South African Hockey IPT? Brought to you by Fourways Online.
Yeah.
Yes, media.
You called it, Tyrone, and quite happy to see the brave stance here from Coach Baker. Nothing to lose at this point in time. They've got to go for it. But time unfortunately running out. Province being a lot more compact. Setting slightly deeper now. Probably looking for KZN to give the ball back to them. But KZN now obviously working their way upfield. Kieran Fourie on the ball. Skillful player. Great save by Benet.
Another great save by Benet. And I'll leave Kurt to take you through the last happenings here. What a performance it's been by Province, who will take home the victory. Congratulations so far to Western Province, unless there is a sting in this tail.
And KZN, after some really good work by Lillian du Plessis, awarded another penalty corner. Probably only their second one in this game. Lillian Fourie on the first castle now, after having been on castle number 2 with the previous attempt. Penalty corner earlier, my apologies. Ejection not straight. Du Plessis going reverse. And it's a re-award. Being adjudged by umpire Yube. Another opportunity. Injection from Donna Small. Should be better this time. Slightly wide. Lillian still on it. And Dean Dangerous hit ball hitting the upper body of Gillian Hermanus. And Western Province have an opportunity. Take their time. Outlet. Christine Segi receiving the ball in the right hand position out wide. Probably just look to keep working up that channel. That's what Western Province won. Ball tickles over the baseline. Jess O'Connor now. Time definitely runs out here for this KZN inside. Krauts on the ball. Great ball across the field to switch play, and unfortunately Donna Small can't gather that one there. And that is the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Western Province, the host, running out deserve it. 4-1 winners here against a very spirited and competitive KZN Coastal team. So Western Province, our first of the teams, semi-finalists through to tomorrow's final as the hosts. And what an entertaining game that was. Thanks.
What a game, what a result. Western Province are the winners. They're through to the final here at home. And of course, with me is the victorious captain, Konita Bobs. Q, you must be absolutely stoked with that.
Actually, I can't stop smiling. My cheeks hurt already. I'm actually just so happy we made the final, to be honest. Like home turf, home tournament. Like, I'm happy. We played well, we played as a team, we came out and we followed our game plan, and yeah, scored some great goals.
Yeah, you did. Obviously you went down 1-0 early on, but the team kept their composure, kept their focus, and Taryn.
I want to do something special, and it had to be Glasby. I think it's been a theme this week. We always go 1-0 down, so luckily we know how to come back. So yeah, we have experience in that.
So big game coming up, Southern. All right, we're now joined by the goal scorer. The third goal was none other than Ongi Mali. Now, Ongi, you've already tasted some of the biggest stages. I mean, you were the player of the series in the African Cup, but it must be special when you come to play a home IPT, and in a semi-final like that, your team put a performance like that in.
Yeah, indeed. I think my team played really well. Kudos to KZN as well for putting up a huge and amazing game. But I think we really stuck to the end, because, I mean, we were 1-0 down, and then we just really had to switch the gear, put it in 5 and just go forward, and I think we did a great job with it.
We were talking in the commentary box that there wasn't one player that stood up. It was a team that stood up. It's a really strong team culture going on. What do you attribute that to? Why is there such a strong team culture within Western Province hockey?
I think, you know what, I'm from Eastern Province, so I'm not quite sure about Western Province, but I think this first year has been nothing but a great year. Everyone has been backing each other. We have such a rich culture of just playing and backing each other, and not having any negative vibes inside the team. Just generate positive energy and just, take it from the warm-up to the game.
And obviously you've played in college hockey, you've played in national hockey, but there's still something special about playing in an RPT.
Indeed, because you play within the country and everyone wants to showcase their talent as well as play for their province. So it's one of the great tournaments in the country, and I'm just so privileged and grateful to be able to play and be part of it.
Well, congratulations. As much as I enjoy chatting, we are about to get hit by the sprinkler, so I'm going to let you go and celebrate with your team. Good luck for tomorrow. Have a good rest tonight.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. To everybody watching at home, thank you for joining us for this game. We'll be back on a slightly different feed in a little while for the last semi-final, who will take on Western Province at the home of Western Province tomorrow in the IPT final.